Greetings to everyone out there in the NoDQ galaxy. Welcome to NoDQ's predictions video for WWE Survivor Series 2018. I am being joined by the NoDQ panel. We have Virtue over at NoDQ.com/Virtue. We have TJS over at NoDQ.com/TJS. We have Big G over at NoDQ.com/ you guessed it, Big G. And making his return to the NoDQ channel for the first time in a while, we have Interstate Kyle. Well, actually, Kyle was just recently on Wrestling Trivia Challenge. So welcome back, Kyle. Glad to have you here with us for the predictions. And Kyle, you are actually going to be there with me in Los Angeles for Survivor Series. So I'll start with you on this. How are you feeling overall about this show?
Well, I don't know. A part of me really likes the changes they made because I wasn't really expecting AJ Styles to lose the WWE title. I mean, I was the guy that freaking said he was going to beat CM Punk's record all the way back in June, and now that's gone up in smoke. So, but it's my first Survivor Series, and it's going to complete 2 out of my 4 Big 4 pay-per-views, so I'm looking forward to that, and the road trip I'm going on before I get to Los Angeles, so looking forward to that.
Absolutely. You guys make sure you follow Interstate Kyle over on YouTube to check out his videos. So like Kyle, this will be my first Survivor Series this Sunday. Head over to NoDQ.com/LA for more details on that. Going to be a really fun time. Jeff Meacham will be there, hopefully, and Cindy will be there. Interstate Kyle, myself, and a lot of other cool people. So check it out. Unfortunately, the rest of the guys here on the panel will not be there, but they will be with us in spirit. So let's go ahead and start talking about the show now. Virtue, you have been to Survivor Series before, correct?
Well, in 1992, it was a lot different back then, and I was a lot younger. But, it's not really, that was not even a traditional Survivor Series. It was all tag team and singles matches back then. So, which is interesting because most of the Survivor Series prior to that were all traditional, I believe.
Right.
So, I don't know. I just don't like the SmackDown and Raw format that much. I still think of bragging rights. I wish they could find a different way to do this. But it is what it is, and there's no Roman. Now there's no Becky. You know, one of my Survivor Series staples, like a Bray Wyatt. I always like him this time of year. He's been off TV.
No AJ either.
I don't know. Well, yeah, we'll see how he works himself onto the show. But, I mean, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean, this card definitely has taken a bit of a hit with Becky Lynch being pulled from the show. And yes, Charlotte Flair and Becky is a huge match. It was rumored for WrestleMania. But we'll talk about that more as we get down the card here. Let's go ahead and start with the kickoff match, which we actually do have a kickoff match for once. Usually, WWE likes to announce it like the very last minute, but we actually do have a match confirmed for the kickoff, although I'm not sure if anybody really cares. We have Team SmackDown, which is the Usos, the New Day, Sanity, Gallows and Anderson, and the Clones, up against Team Raw. We have Bobby Roode, Chad Gable, the Revival, the B Team, Lucha House Party, the Ascension. So we got those teams in that match. It is the kickoff, so not really much to say about it. It's just thrown together. Basically, all the Raw guys were pretty much destroyed by Brock Lesnar on Raw, so why even care about the match? But TJS, I want to start with you. What are your thoughts on this kickoff match? Tell us.
Here's how I feel about that kickoff match. Ready?
Whoa.
And
Ouch.
it's that was that Survivor. That's the kickoff match for you. That's how much I care. That's probably where I'll be for the kickoff match. The Revival does not deserve this. The Revival should be tag champs right now, not AOP. And it's just sad to see how the tag team division is right now. Raw is just full of jobbers. The B team, come on, B team, and like you said, Revival. Who are the other ones? On Team
Lucha
Raw?
House Party, Ascension.
Jobber. It's awful. Team SmackDown's winning. God, I feel bad for you guys since you have to watch this match in person.
I know, right? Well, I'm sure some of you will be watching it on the network just because you're nuts like the
Is
rest
this
of
an
us.
elimination match?
It's
Yes.
a traditional Survivor Series match, so I would assume so. Yeah.
But one tag team person gets eliminated, they both go.
Yeah, that's like the old style that they used to do back in the 80s.
This is a big cluster too, like 4 tag teams on the apron, and then 4 on the other apron. Just crazy. Man, this just sucks.
All right, well, TJS, your prediction on this?
I'm thinking Team SmackDown's gonna win.
Oh yeah, sorry, you did say that. Never mind.
Yeah, the other ones are just full of jobbers. So,
all right.
What can you do?
Big G.
TJS pretty much said it. I mean, I feel bad for the guys, especially for the Usos being on the kickoff and the New Day being on the kickoff. The Revival, I've lost interest in them. Ascension, Ascension just been. That's who the Revival is. The Revival is like Ascension, like 2.0. Chad Gable and Bobby Roode. Okay, but I'm Team Blue all the way. I got the Usos, New Day, the Colognes, the Good Brothers, Insanity.
All right, Kyle.
To be honest, I'm probably going to be getting a hot dog or pizza or getting some merch during this match or something like that because I really don't care about this match. I mean, the SmackDown team is a lot more stacked than the Raw team. I mean, the only team that doesn't really fit to be on SmackDown is the Colognes, excuse me. But I can only see them being eliminated on SmackDown. I can honestly see SmackDown probably sweeping the Raw team I can only see maybe Colognes getting eliminated on SmackDown. I think it's going to be pretty much SmackDown heavy match. So my pick is going to be SmackDown. Virtue?
With WWE logic and the fact that the Raw tag team division got decimated on Raw, they're going to go over this match. They're going to win. They're going to be, I don't know who's going to survive and how it's going to all go down, but the Raw team, I'm picking the Raw team. And I think I did win. I'm the current champion, right?
Yes.
However, we're doing this
you are
new
the
format.
Champion.
Now, who's up for this every event? Is it just the people on the video? How are we doing this?
Everyone who does a video panel. Now we have the ladies that are going to be doing their videos, so they'll be up for it also.
So yeah, I'm taking these predictions very seriously because I'm the champ, right? I don't want to lose to one of you schmucks. One of the ladies I don't mind so much, but I'm going with Raw. Maybe Chad Gable, maybe. I don't know.
Well,
yeah, Raw.
I think that's a really bold prediction, Virtue, because I just don't see the New Day jobbing out to the guys that got beat up by Brock Lesnar. Or no, Braun Strowman, excuse me. Yeah,
Braun Strowman.
I don't think it's going to happen. And Usos, yeah, I could see Usos potentially losing like that, but definitely not the New Day. They're Vince's boys. So it's got to be SmackDown.
And why are matches like this weighted the same as the big main event and title matches? You know what I mean? Somebody should come up with a better point scenario there. Seriously.
I guess. Yeah, whatever.
It should be 2 point for title matches. Why would you get a point for this match and a point for the big matches? You know what I mean? That doesn't make sense.
Well, duly noted, Virtue. Duly noted. All right. Let's move on here to the singles match for the Cruiserweight Championship, which I'm guessing is probably going to be a bathroom break match. I know for me, at least, it likely will be. Even though it should be a great match, it's a Cruiserweights. They're going to do all their flippity-floppity-floop, all their stuff, and I'm sure, it's going to be fun, whatnot. I just don't care about the characters. Don't really have much interest in it. Haven't been following 205 Live, so not really emotionally invested in the match. They can do a million high spots, and I'm probably not going to care all that much. Although I am there live, so I might enjoy it more than people watching at home. But anyways, Virtue, I want to start with you on this one, since I know you're such a big fan of these guys. Go ahead and give us your thoughts on this.
Well, who's the champ? Buddy?
Yes, Buddy Murphy.
Buddy Murphy? I picked against him at the Australian show, so I say... Gosh.
I think it's an easy call. I'm just going to say Buddy retains. I don't think he's losing it this quickly.
Yeah, because all we have to say is retain, right? We don't have to say he doesn't have to win the match. He just has to retain.
I think he's going to win anyways.
Yeah. So he's going to retain.
That's
it's who leaves with the title. So yeah, Buddy Murphy's still going to be champ. Then that's easy.
All right. So TJS, you agree on that one?
Oh yeah, definitely. And Aaron, I'll say that you're missing out on 205 Live. It's been stellar.
Is Enzo on the show?
No.
Is Neville on the show?
I wish.
Is Austin Aries on the show? Just saying.
No, Austin Aries is never going to.
I didn't know you liked any of those guys.
I like the guys with charisma. Not that the guys on 205 Live aren't great wrestlers or anything, but,
Sports entertainment, I understand.
All right, Kyle, any thoughts on this one?
I mean, I haven't watched 205 Live, honestly, since Enzo left, because I just have no character investment in any of these guys, to be honest. So, wasn't Enzo the champ this time last year for Survivor Series, if I'm not mistaken?
I think he was.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, I think he was, actually, because he was facing Kalisto, wasn't he, or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Like won the Rumble.
I can't believe I remember that, and I don't even watch 205 Live now. But I'm just going with Buddy Murphy because I don't see any title change whatsoever.
I just remember, I hate to go back to Enzo, but I still remember that promo he cut on all the cruiserweights. He was bashing them and making fun of them, and that one promo, Enzo had more star power in his pinky than the whole cruiserweights put together. So I mean, yeah, that's a problem. Enzo he sucked in the ring, but charisma wise, he was a whole other level from those other guys. But Big G, any thoughts? Or before that, TJS, any thoughts?
If you had to choose to bring Neville or Enzo back to 205 Live, who would you pick?
Well, I'd rather see Enzo back just because he was extremely entertaining.
Oh, man. Okay.
Enzo would have been he'd be a better manager because he's not a worker. He takes manager bumps. That's what he is. That's what he was.
But I miss him, and I'm enjoying Leo Rush. I like the guys that can talk and have some
Enzo would be so much better than Leo Rush, though.
Oh, don't even...
I like Leo Rush, but just not the pairing with Lashley. But anyway.
Well, We'll get to that later. Big G, your thoughts?
Not much else to say. I mean, 205 Live was an hour show. Now it's cut down to a half an hour show before SmackDown. When I went there to SmackDown 1000, I mean, I enjoyed it live. So I think it is different live to watching it on the network.
Right.
But I'm going with Buddy Murphy to retain. He just won the title a couple months ago at Super Showdown. So
this is his first defense. He's definitely not losing it.
So I think we're all unanimous on this one, right?
Yes.
All right, cool. All right, let's move on here and see if we keep agreeing on things. So next up we have the Authors of Pain, the Raw Tag Team Champions against the Bar with the Big Show. And, of course, the Bar, they are the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. I hate to say this because I like the Bar, but I really don't care about this match. I really have no interest in it. Thrown together, and I sense AOP's going over, but nothing's a guarantee at this point. I could see Drake Maverick and the Big Show maybe having a little bit of a schmoz on the outside. Maybe Big Show KOs him or something. But yeah, I think Authors of Pain are definitely picking up the victory here over the Bar, just because they need the win for sure, but just because it's Raw, I tend to lean towards Raw for these picks, just because I expect Raw to usually come out on top. But anyways, Big G, let's start with you. Your thoughts on this match?
Yeah, not interested in this match either. Like you said, there wasn't no really kind of build up between the two. No trash talking on Raw or SmackDown. AOP won the titles from Seth Rollins. But like I said, I'm a Team Blue guy, so I'm going with the Bar to win this match.
Oh, wow. Go against me, huh? Well, TJS, I mean, did Authors of Pain even appear on Raw?
No, they didn't. Yeah. It's just so crazy to see the stock of the tag division right now. I know I've said it a million times, but geez, man. Yeah, I think the Bar is getting fed to AOP, and it's weird because they don't call them the Authors of Pain anymore. They just say AOP. I just think that's weird. And what if the Big Show joins AOP? Wouldn't that be interesting?
I like it. Another face turn. Or would it be a face turn?
He gets the vest and everything, and then Drake Maverick and the Big Show.
I mean, the problem is they're all heels too. I mean, Virtue, your thoughts on this? Do you have any interest?
No, I mean, you were saying AOP, and for some reason I kept having flashbacks to the pop. But anyway, inside reference there. AOP, I mean, how do you have these guys lose? Sure, Big Show's on the other side there, but you can't have this tag team that just won the titles lose. They're supposed to be monsters. So according to my count, I picked 2 Raw teams already, 2-0 Raw. Cruiserweight match doesn't count for anything, does it?
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, AOP.
50-50, so.
AOP.
Kyle.
Well, This is the problem with having so many freaking shows in a short span of time. We don't have time to develop these rivalries and stuff like that. Like, we only had 2 weeks between Saudi Arabia and this show. Oh, wait.
It's all thrown together, Kyle. Yeah, it's all thrown together.
Like, there's just no time to develop, like, these storylines that could be interesting if given the time to do it. But, I mean, I don't know. For some reason, I'm just really torn on this because both teams recently won the tag team championships. And it's like you don't really want to make either of them look too weak. I mean, the Big Show is just really, I don't know, he's just really kind of making this prediction hard for me because, like Tyler Joseph Smith here so nicely put, a Big Show has a tendency to just turn on people for no reason. But I'm just gonna go with the AOP just because it's the fact that they need the win more just because they're newer guys. I mean, the Bar are like 5-time tag team champions now, I think, or something like that. So, I mean, the AOP can benefit more from this win than the Bar, in my opinion. So,
all right, well, there you have it. All right, next up we have the Women's Survivor Series elimination match. We have Team Raw represented by Mickie James, the Staples Center's favorite performer, Nia Jax, Tamina, Natalya, and Ruby Riott against the other team. And by the way, Alexa Bliss will be in the corner managing that team. They will be up against Team SmackDown, which is Carmella, Naomi, Sonya Deville, Asuka, and TBA, a mystery partner because Charlotte is now facing Ronda Rousey at Survivor Series. So I guess the question for you guys, maybe we could even do a point on the prediction as who the mystery partner is going to be. And then we'll also give our prediction for the match. Now, I'm not sure who I would go with for this one. Looking at the lineup, I feel like Team Raw is going to win because even though there might be heat on her, I sense Nia Jax is going to be kept strong for Ronda Rousey next month. So I feel because of that alone, I have to go with the Raw team. As far as TBA, I'm just going to throw out a random name and say Nikki Bella shows up on SmackDown, on the SmackDown team. TJS, let's start with you. Your thoughts on this?
I think that Team Raw's winning because Team SmackDown invaded Raw, and we know how this goes. The whole it's not really 50-50 booking, but Team Raw is weak on the go-home show, so therefore Team SmackDown is most likely going to, Team Raw's going to win since they looked weak on the go-home show. And for the team to be determined, I'm going to say Mandy Rose. It's underwhelming, I know, but we saw the whole segment where she was like, oh, why'd you pick me? Or why'd you pick Sonya, not me? Between the two of them, I definitely pick Mandy, but it'll be an okay match, I guess. But yeah, Team Raw's taking it.
Who else is on Team SmackDown again?
Team SmackDown is Carmella, Naomi, Sonya Deville, Asuka, and then TBA. But
I'll go next. Right. Team SmackDown's winning. I'm going against the grain here. I'm looking to I'm defending my championship. And the mystery opponent, I don't know, let's just throw Nikki Cross out there.
All right, Nikki Cross. How about that? All right. Yeah. Kyle.
Virtue took the words right out of my mouth. I think I picked Raw more times here so far, so I got to pick SmackDown here to win. Based on the bigger championship matches here, I think Raw's going to pull out more in the bigger championship matches, but I think SmackDown's going to win this one just to kind of bring the score a little bit closer overall for the pay-per-view. So, and my mystery partner, Nikki Cross, she just debuted and she could use the spot. So,
all right. Well, Big G, who are you going to side with, Raw or SmackDown?
He's giggling. He's giggling.
He's Team Blue, so we'll see what he says. He's giggling.
I'm not giggling. I'm thinking. Man, it's a toughie.
Thinking.
Raw's got a good team. SmackDown's got a good team. I mean, you could say Nikki Cross could show up, so I'm going to go with Nikki Cross as well. And as far as who's going to win, I'm going to have to go with Team Raw on this one.
All right. Wow. Going against your blue brand. I'm surprised. Okay. Next up, we have the men's Raw vs. SmackDown traditional Survivor Series match. We have Dolph Record Scratch Ziggler, Drew McIntyre, Braun Strowman, Finn Balor, and my man, he smells like money, he looks like money, His butt smells like money. He is the great Bobby Lashley. Baron Corbin will be the captain, and I guess Leo Rush will be the hype man for not just Lashley, but the entire team against Team SmackDown, which is The Miz, Shane McMahon, Rey Mysterio, Samoa Joe, and Jeff Hardy. I know TJS is just shaking his head with Shane McMahon being in this match. It's pretty silly. But Big G, let's start with you on this one. Your thoughts on this match, and what do you think about Lashley's butt?
I don't like Lashley.
I think it was showing off his glutes, but anyways.
Well, so he says.
I don't like it. I know you probably like it.
Well, it's a nice butt. You know, he works out.
I don't look at his butt. Okay, I don't look at his butt.
You have to admire the man. He's like a Greek god.
You couldn't pay me $1 million to look at Lashley's
butt. Oh, you would take the $1 million. You all would.
Caitlin watching this? Go ahead, Big G. Prediction.
I'm going back with my gut. I'm going with Team Blue to win the men's tag team match elimination.
You're going with Raw?
No, SmackDown.
Oh, SmackDown. Sticking with your blue brand. Who do you think is going to be left standing in this one?
Man.
Do you think Shane's going to make it to the end? Be the sole survivor since he is the best in the world after all?
I think it's going to come down to The Miz and Rey Mysterio.
All right. Well, Kyle.
We're not doing bonus points or anything weird like that, are we?
No.
Okay. All right. Good.
All right, Kyle, let's get your thoughts.
So basically, Braun Strowman has to win this match, and he gets a title match and Baron Corbin, correct? Is that the stipulation?
Yeah, that is.
Okay. So I'm going to go with Raw on this one. And, man, why isn't Randy Orton on the freaking SmackDown team? I mean, he's Mr. Survivor Series.
I know, right? No, Shane's such a great asset for SmackDown, right?
I think Randy Orton's been getting more TV time than half the freaking people on the SmackDown Survivor Series team anyways.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, maybe Joe, but other than that, I'm not sure.
I mean, and he wasn't at Super Showdown either, so this is two big events that he's kind of missing out on, which I'm kind of surprised about.
Right.
So I'm just going with SmackDown on this. I mean, sorry, no, I'm going with Raw. I said Raw. Whoops, wow.
All right. Raw, right?
Yeah, I'm going with Raw just because Braun Strowman has to get his title match, and he's probably going to attack Baron Corbin the next night on Raw or something like that. By the way, are you going to the Raw or SmackDown in Staples Center?
Nope. I'm doing NXT and Survivor Series, and that's all the money WWE's getting from me.
Yeah, I wouldn't go to Raw either.
Yeah, definitely not. But anyways, I agree with you, Kyle. I think I look at the list here. Who are the guys that are being most protected? The answer is Drew McIntyre and Braun Strowman. So I could see there maybe being something to lead to Strowman maybe being counted out or DQ'd, but I don't see Drew losing, period. So if anything, I think Drew's going to be the sole survivor of this match, perhaps. I definitely see Team Raw picking up the victory here. TJS?
Yeah, Team Raw's winning. And by the way, this is Shane McMahon's third consecutive year on Team SmackDown. You know, Rusev could have that spot. Randy Orton could have that spot. Aiden English could have that spot. All of these people could have that spot, but we have to get the best in the world on the card. And I don't know. I'm really just... I remember Shane being like, oh, this is the land of opportunity. And now he's like, I'm taking all the opportunity. It's like, at this point, I'm expecting Shane McMahon to win the Royal Rumble. But yeah, Team Raw is winning. And I think the sole survivors are going to be Drew McIntyre and Braun. And then maybe like immediately after the match, Braun lays out Corbin. Wouldn't shock me.
All right, Virtue.
Raw. McIntyre and Braun Strowman on a team. How do you pick against that?
I know, right?
You can't.
Unless they do some kind of storyline.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Raw wins and doesn't have anybody eliminated off their team. I mean, seriously. But we'll see.
You guys are saying that Team Raw, the men's team, is going to win all 3 years since this draft.
Yeah.
SmackDown won the first year.
Oh, did they?
They didn't
It
win
was Randy Orton and
overall.
Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, they didn't win overall, like when you count all the matches up, but they did win the men's.
So Big
Survivor
G,
Series.
how are they going to beat Drew McIntyre and Braun Strowman in this match and protect them?
Shane McMahon.
That's why I think we all picked Raw.
Well,
Like
imagine
Aaron
if Shane
said,
pinned
Braun
Drew
Strowman,
McIntyre.
Strowman can get counted out. Strowman can get counted out. You protect him that way. And Drew McIntyre,
Pinned by
James
Shane.
Ellsworth was the first year.
he gets not screwed over by Dolph Ziggler, but Ziggler gets pushed into McIntyre, and McIntyre gets eliminated that way.
What?
Hey, keep your hope alive. Keep your hope alive.
All I know is imagine if Shane pins Drew McIntyre, like even if it's like due to somebody's like
Best in the
Strowman.
world.
Strowman power slams McIntyre because they have a falling out, and then Shane pins Drew McIntyre.
To me, if SmackDown's going to win, it would have to take some very convoluted booking.
Oh, this is sad that I'm even suggesting that this could happen.
Shane power slam.
Good luck, G. Maybe this will be the one you get, and it puts you ahead.
Yeah. Wow. That's sad that I'm even thinking about that. But anyways, we'll see how things play out with that one. Next up, we have Seth Rollins versus Shin, also known as Shinsuke Nakamura, Intercontinental Champion versus U.S. Champion. I don't really care about this match, and I hate to say it because it should be an awesome match. At least on paper, it sounds like it should be an awesome match. And I think Rollins will bring out the best in Nakamura, and I think it'll be pretty good. Better than AJ and Nakamura. I just have this feeling Rollins will be able to pull a really great match out of him. But the hype for this match has sucked, in my opinion. And I'll wait on my prediction for this one. I'm curious to see what you guys think. Virtue, let's go with you first. Put you in the hot seat.
This is a tough one, but of course I'm looking at how WWE, from based on my picks, how when it gets to the main event, it's going to be tied. It always seems that way. And then the last match of the show, when Raw wins or SmackDown wins. So because of that, and my picks so far, I'm going to go by default pick Shin. And, he could really use the win. Seth losing a match like this, but he's still the Intercontinental Champ, it'll be forgotten about, right? Because this match was thrown together like all of Survivor Series for the most part. And you move on and go a different direction. So I think Shin can use the win here, get the rub off of Rollins, since Rollins had an incredible 2018.
All right. Big G.
I'm going the opposite this time. It'll be a good match.
Ambrose could help too.
That is true.
Shin.
There's no build up to this match, really. So I'm going with Seth Rollins to win this match. He's had a great 2018, and I think he's going to go off in a bang to 2019.
All right. Kyle.
Bang! Sorry, I had to.
Oh, man.
EP?
Shinsuke Nakamura has got to be one of the most underwhelming U.S. champions in recent memory, and that's just really sad to say. But I think he really needs the win here, and just by default, I'm picking Nakamura because I think Dean Ambrose could possibly cost Seth Rollins the match, as he's been having a habit of getting to Seth Rollins when he under his skin when he is focused on doing something. And they even teased it on Raw that Seth Rollins isn't completely focused on Nakamura, and that could be his downfall, and Shinsuke Nakamura could hit him in the balls or something and just take advantage of that. I mean, that's what he does. It seems like everybody on SmackDown likes to kick each other in the nuts. So
yeah.
Well, wasn't the last time Nakamura did it? It was the headbutt, an inadvertent headbutt. Yeah, so he can go with that gimmick again too.
Oh man, what is up with just everybody injuring everybody lately? Jeez,
it's been a wild world in WWE. But anyways, I agree with you, Kyle. I think Ambrose is going to interfere. Like, this was my prediction for Crown Jewel, and Ambrose never showed up. So I'm going to say it happens this time. I feel like Nakamura definitely needs the win a lot more than Rollins, and you can have Ambrose interfere and cost him the match. Rollins stays champion, and you can keep that feud going. So I'll say Nakamura picks up the victory. TJS, you want to go against the grain?
No, I don't. I think Dean Ambrose is going to show up, and so that way he can say, Shin, you're not the worst U.S. champion of all time. I am. So Shin can finally win. We know how terrible Dean Ambrose's reign was as U.S. champion. He never defended it. So yeah, that's what's gonna happen. Like you guys said, Shinsuke needs to win terribly. I actually enjoyed his promo on SmackDown. It was actually kind of funny. He was he wasn't even paying attention. So even in the story, they don't care about this match. So there you go. The kayfabe characters don't give a damn about their match on a Big Four show. So that's where we are.
All right. So now we
if
move
Dean
on.
Ambrose interferes and attacks Seth Rollins, does that give Raw the victory?
Well, there could be a DQ, but I'm going to say Nakamura beats him. So I'm going to say just Nakamura wins. Nakamura's going to have his hand raised as the victor, regardless.
Okay. All right.
All right. So now we have the two main event matches. The first one, which I thought would probably be the main event, but then we had somebody get punched in the face. I figured Charlotte being in the match would definitely help the stock of the match. However, now that it's Charlotte in the match and not Becky, I felt like it was going to be the main event with Becky involved, but now I feel like they may go with Lesnar and Bryan in the main event spot, which would be funny because all this time AJ was never getting the main event spot, and now that he's no longer champion, the WWE title match is finally in the main event spot. Actually, now I'm not sure. Now I'm wondering if AJ is going to interfere in the Brock Lesnar Bryan match. Probably not. I'm going to say no. AJ doesn't interfere. So which one do you guys want to talk about first? I think we should do our tiebreaker point should be which match is going to close the show. Although then we could still have a tie after that. So I'm not sure if we should do that, or do you guys just want to do a point for which match is going to close the show? We could do that as a running thing.
We could do the time limit thing again.
Yeah, we'll do that, but I don't know if we should do it without going over, because then the last person actually has the advantage of winning, basically. Yeah.
No, don't do match length. No.
All right. Well, we got to figure out something for a tiebreaker then. But we'll go ahead and we'll just start with Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte Flair first. We'll talk about that, and then at the end we'll predict which match is going to go on last. So this match is really interesting now that Charlotte is replacing Becky. The question is, will we see just a straight-up match, or will there be some kind of shenanigans? Could we see potentially Shayna Baszler coming out, or Becky being in Charlotte's corner, and maybe some kind of MMA horsewomen versus WWE horsewomen storyline? What could happen here? Or will it just be Ronda beats Charlotte and that's that? So I'll get your guys' thoughts on this one. Interstate Kyle, let's start with you.
I gotta say, I'm actually quite looking forward to this match, despite the change, because it's Charlotte. She is great. I mean, she just had a phenomenal match to take a turn from AJ Styles' playbook at Evolution. So she's still got a lot of momentum coming off of that. So, and it's probably going to be Ronda Rousey's best match to date in WWE. I don't think there's any doubt in that so far, whatsoever.
Yeah.
It's really interesting because for some reason I feel like they turned Becky Lynch face tonight, and maybe they're going to try to turn Charlotte Flair heel going down the road here, and maybe flipping over to Raw or something like that. I'm not too sure, because it's really interesting, and I doubt Nia Jax is even going to try to interfere in this match or anything like that. I don't see any type of interference from Nia Jax or any of the MMA horsewomen. I think Ronda Rousey is going to beat Charlotte here. That's my official prediction, is that Ronda Rousey is going to go over Charlotte, because I'm pretty sure she was originally going to go over Becky.
Right.
And so I think Raw overall is going to win, especially in the two main event championship matches. So, yeah, Charlotte's my official prediction. How about you, TJS?
Oh, man. Nia Jax needs to stay away from this match. She's done enough damage. Man, I was really looking forward to this, to the match before. And I usually go to the bathroom during the women's matches and get the snacks or whatever, but I thought
Send your thumbs down to TJS.
Look, I thought Evolution was one of the best shows of the year, but I don't care. I mean, I think WWE just still doesn't do women's wrestling right sometimes. But with Becky, man, it was just so captivating, and the energy, it was just awesome. And I didn't really care much for Becky until she turned heel, because she was pretty much a comedy figure with whole puns and everything. And then she turned into this ruthless character, and I was just loving it. I loved the segment where she came on Raw and beat up Ronda. And it's like Aaron said on NoDQ Live, perhaps this is silver lining in the cloud. Maybe we're getting Becky versus Ronda at WrestleMania, which I would not be opposed to. I think that match should close WrestleMania, actually.
Yeah.
I think Becky should win the Rumble. I mean, she can lose her women's title along the way, obviously. I also think that Becky has not turned face. I just think that there was no other way that they could book Charlotte for this match unless you had her win like a Battle Royal or something on SmackDown. And I guess they didn't really have time for that. Anyway, I think that Ronda is going over here. And it's going to be interesting to see if Charlotte gets booed. Because before we thought that Ronda was going to get booed. Now, I mean, I guess Ronda's getting cheered. Charlotte's getting booed. It's just a really big, confusing matter. So officially, I'm going with Ronda. Big G.
Man, I was really looking forward to this match. Becky with the disarmer versus Ronda Rousey with the armbar.
Big G, what has Ronda lost any match? What matches?
No, she's undefeated. So, before this match changed, I love both girls. I've been watching Becky since NXT when she came down there. Been watching Ronda since UFC. And, you know, obviously, since she came to the WWE. And I was going to go with Becky Lynch with an upset victory. But now that Charlotte's in there, I'm going to have to go with my girl Ronda Rousey. As Becky Lynch said, she's the luckiest bitch on the planet.
I love that line.
Ronda Rousey. Huh?
I love the line that she said, you know, with her being the luckiest bitch on the planet. I was like, wow, that was awesome. She showed no fear. I loved it.
Let's go to Virtue.
I think this match is going to have some weird shenanigans to it, and I don't know what. I mean, we've heard rumors, we as fans have, you know, talked about the Four Horsewomen versus the MMA Four Horsewomen, and with Ronda not losing, it's hard for me to pick against her, but I'm going to go ahead and say Charlotte needs to win this match. But they're going to find a way to protect Ronda in the loss. So obviously the title stays where it's at.
Yeah.
But I don't know how it's going to happen. But shenanigans, something weird. Maybe Becky comes out just like her music hits or something, because she had a lot of heat on Raw, as we saw with Ronda, and then all of a sudden. But she obviously showed up on SmackDown to cut the promo, so she can be in the building with her injuries. So just a little something. It's going to help Charlotte. That's my pick. I'm being bold. I'm now tied 3-3 on Raw and SmackDown.
All right. Well,
that's another reason too, because I want the main event to decide.
Well, there could be one scenario where you have Becky out there interfering, and she ends up costing Ronda the match, and you could have Ronda recruit her friend Shayna Baszler. And you could start planting the seeds for the MMA Horsewomen versus WWE Horsewomen. So that is a possibility. I mean, this one I think is maybe a little bit tougher to call now. Beforehand, I was going to just say flat out that Ronda was going to win. And I still think I'm going to go with the safe prediction and say Ronda Rousey is victorious. I could see Becky also potentially being stripped of the women's title, even if she's cleared. I could still see them turning this into a storyline like Steve Austin, where she's stripped of the title and she defies authority. Maybe Paige strips her and she lays out Paige without actually her taking any bumps, because of her career. Yeah, like she could put her in the disarmor or something, and Paige doesn't have to actually take a bump. I could see that, like recreating Stone Cold with Becky Lynch, where they strip her of the title and she insists on competing and they will not allow her to compete. And then she finally gets into the Royal Rumble, wins the Rumble, and then says, I want Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania. I don't care about SmackDown. I want Ronda. And then that's what sets that up.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
I mean, it's totally, going all out with Becky being Stone Cold, and I'm seeing all the comparisons. They might as well go with it.
They can exaggerate Becky's injury too, like Virtue said, like do the makeup.
That's what I'm saying. Like they could just strip her storyline wise, even if she is cleared to wrestle, just because it's a good story to tell, and you can kind of make her like the new Stone Cold. So, like I said, could be a silver lining in the clouds with this, and they could really take advantage of this and turn it into a positive.
So you're saying that it's going to be heel Ronda Rousey then going into WrestleMania?
That would be interesting. I mean, you could have Ronda be a face too. You know, you had Steve Austin versus The Rock at WrestleMania 17, and you could do something like that where they're both faces, kind of. So,
I feel
yeah,
like that's what has to happen at this point.
yeah, that's pretty much the style in WWE, anyways. So yeah, I'm going with Ronda to defeat Charlotte, but I could see potential interference, and I could see a different scenario where Charlotte does win. But official prediction is Ronda. All right, so the main event. Well, I'm not sure if it's going to be the final match of the night or not, but we'll all vote on that here in a few minutes. I don't think we'll have a tie. If we have a tie, we'll have to figure something out. We'll do rock paper scissors or something.
We could do an
I know what we can do.
Okay.
I'll figure it out. But we can, like, whoever has the most wins from, like, SmackDown or Raw. You get what I'm saying? So if, like, Raw had more wins than SmackDown.
Oh, for the tiebreaker. For the tie.
Yeah.
What happens if they had equal, though? Like
then it comes down to the main event.
Let's do an F5 count. Count F5 to 10.
Well, there's going to be a total of 7 matches of Raw and SmackDown. So there's going to be one brand is going to clearly have more than the other. Well, it depends unless there's no contests.
Right. Well, I don't know. Hopefully that's not a tie.
Let's just do whoever calls the last match.
How about if we have a tie? Well, if Virtue, I'm not sure. All right, never mind. We'll figure it out later. Okay. I'm done trying to think about this while we're live here doing the video. Well, not really live.
Going as good as the booking for this show.
Yeah. All right, so we have Daniel Bryan, the new WWE champion, up against the Beast Brock Lesnar. The first ever match between these two. They were originally supposed to face off at SummerSlam 2014 in Los Angeles. And interestingly enough, here we are 2018, and they're going to be facing off against each other in Los Angeles. Daniel Bryan is now a heel coming off of SmackDown Live, a big change, a big swerve, pretty much out of nowhere, but it's going to be interesting to see how this match plays out. They're technically, I guess, 2 heels, although Brock is really just whatever. It seems like he just changes his role every other week, it seems. So, TGS, let's start with you on this one. Do you think Bryan has any chance, even though he's a heel now? Do you think it's going to matter? What do you think is going to happen?
No, Daniel Bryan's not winning. But, cool little heel turn. Actually, I was not a fan of just the low blow thing. Thought that was kind of lame because that's exactly what happened with Shinsuke. And this heel turn feels a lot like the one with Nakamura. The only difference is Daniel Bryan got the job done. And I guess his motivation is going to be he wanted the WWE title. It's what he's dreamed about. Blah, blah, blah. I was going to say that I'm not looking forward to this match because the whole point would be for Daniel Bryan to be a babyface. But you have, very vicious Daniel Bryan now. You saw he just gave the repeated stomps to AJ on SmackDown. So, very interesting match this is going to be. I know Daniel Bryan has said that he wanted to work this match. This is one of his dream matches. And I'm kind of worried because we know how Brock Lesnar is with those Germans. He threw the Singh brothers around, and it looked like he was going to kill them.
Yeah, it was nuts.
Daniel doesn't weigh much more than them, I don't think. So it's kind of worrying me, but like I said, Brock is going to win. It'll be interesting if we see AJ show up. I don't think that we're going to have AJ get physically involved. Maybe he'll just show up on the ramp. But, I think Brock's going to win. And do you guys think that Daniel's going to stop with the yes chance now? Or
it's going to be interesting to see what he does. Maybe he's going to do the no again.
No. I hope not.
I don't know. Virtue, what do you think?
Heel versus heel. Something does not seem right about this match. Like it's going to happen. Or it's not going to be short. Or Strowman's going to come out after Lesnar, or AJ's going to come out, and it's going to be a complete just mess and not even be an official match and be a no contest. It just doesn't make sense, heel versus heel. It just sucks that we are doing this video because we have to pick out of the two because that's the match. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say Brock Lesnar, but something doesn't seem right. I can see something change between now and Survivor Series. With that said, I think because it's this heel versus heel match now, it will not go on last, and they're going to WWE is going to test the waters with Charlotte and Ronda closing the show, because I still think they have that in their mind as a potential. And I know everyone's on the Becky bandwagon, but Charlotte came first in terms of WWE's eyes. They're going to test the main event waters with these two here at Survivor Series. That's my pick to go on last, Charlotte versus Ronda.
All right, and TJS, what did you say as far as which match is going to go on last?
Raw wins 4-3, by the way.
I think that Brock versus AJ is gonna, or Brock versus Bryan is gonna go on last, because the Charlotte Ronda match has like no build. Well, I guess Brock versus Bryan doesn't either.
None of them did. Really, I mean, none of them did. We just had the crown jewel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we feel like Becky had the build with Ronda because of but it's WWE. Throw it together.
At least Becky and Ronda interact. We're just pretty much getting like, oh, like Charlotte versus Ronda. Let's just throw it out there. And this match really doesn't make any sense either, because it's supposed to be champion versus champion, and man, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, Brock versus Bryan is going on last, because I think that people are going to want to see Daniel Bryan, this whole heel turn happen. So I think Daniel's going to come out last. And maybe he's going to wear new gear or something. Maybe he'll change up his look drastically. Go back to the shaved head, because that's when he looked crazy. So we'll see.
All right, Big G.
Man, toughie. I always go against Lesnar, so I'm sticking with it. I'm going with the new WWE champion Daniel Bryan to win. He's going to tame the beast, and I think that Charlotte and Ronda will go on last. And I think Daniel Bryan should shave his head again and come out with and wear that like a jacket or something like he did back in 2012.
The Money in the Bank.
The American Dragon look from Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
All right, Kyle.
Here's just a suggestion. How about we guess how many suplexes Daniel Bryan will take in this match if we want to do a...
Well, then we all got to come up with a different number.
That's
Oh, God.
We'll announce it on Twitter how we're going to break it.
Yeah, we'll figure that later.
All right, so my prediction for what match is going to go on last is Brock Lesnar, because Brock Lesnar is Vince's guy. He's the multi-show person. Like, he's probably going to hold a Universal title now for who knows how long. I haven't heard that he's probably going to hold the Universal title until Roman Reigns comes back in 1 to 2 years. Who knows how long that's going to take. Man, this is so weird that Roman Reigns leaving has really affected the Survivor Series, if you think about it, because the original plan wasn't even for Raw and SmackDown at all, from what I understand.
Right.
Because Vince didn't originally want to do AJ Styles versus Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's really interesting just how in this short span of a month, I don't think it's even been a month since he announced he was going out with leukemia, that this whole show has completely changed. It's amazing. But my prediction is going to be Brock Lesnar going over Daniel Bryan. I was really looking forward to the rematch between AJ Styles and Brock Lesnar. I don't know why. I was really looking forward to that, because I'm a big AJ Styles guy. I mean, I said it for the longest time that I was probably the first one to say that he was going to break CM Punk's record, and now his title reign ends tying Randy Savage as the 8th longest title reign of all time.
Oh, yeah. That pretty much. I see, Kyle. I think if Becky did not get hurt, I don't think Bryan would be WWE champion right now. So I think the whole Becky thing made WWE change the plans and go in a different direction, and perhaps AJ Styles would have surpassed CM Punk, but did not happen.
I even think if Roman Reigns was still around, that AJ Styles would still be WWE champion. I still think that.
I mean, there's a lot, like you said, a lot of interesting things have gone down. I like Big G's his thought process with Bryan winning. I kind of think that would be interesting if Bryan actually shocked the world and defeated Brock Lesnar. I think that would be pretty cool, actually, but I'm not getting my hopes up on that one. I'd like to see it happen, though. That would be like what I would like to see happen. However, I am going with Brock to retain the title, because he's either going to beat him clean or AJ is going to cost him the match. But Big G, anything you wanted to add on that?
Yeah. It's a champion versus champion match, so technically Lesnar isn't losing anything. So he could afford to lose this one match out of all. He's won a crown jewel. He's most likely going to face Strowman again down the road. So, one loss at Survivor Series is not going to hurt Virtue's butt buddy. So,
Ooh, wow.
Why? Because I won the championship because I picked him in Crown Jewel.
Look, I picked him too.
Yeah, but
because he's a draw to mainstream fans, and trust me, there's not many mainstream fans out there anymore.
What about Bobby Lashley?
The problem with Bobby Lashley, he's undefeated in MMA, but what MMA did he fight?
Doesn't matter. Look at his glutes.
Any notable? Any notable? No. Brock was on the big stage, called UFC. Sure he wasn't perfect there, but he did hold the championship, right?
Does Brock Lesnar have Bobby Lashley's glutes? Just saying.
There's no way that Brock Lesnar is losing to Bryan. Bryan's like 5'8" and 190 pounds.
It's just weird that it's heel versus heel now because the way they did Bryan, it's crazy.
I have an idea.
TGS, I feel like Bryan's going to probably be the heel and Lesnar's going to be the baby face, and they're going to cheer for. It's weird because Bryan's the little guy, but Bryan's going to be trying to do the submission.
They're gonna want to cheer Lesnar to suplex him,
right?
To suplex City.
I think Bryan's going to get cheered.
Our hero just turned on us, so we want you to destroy him. So.
No, if AJ was in the match for a triple threat, yes, but Bryan and Lesnar, nobody's going to cheer Lesnar. They hate him. He's a part-timer. Right. Bryan's going to get cheered.
Do you guys think that maybe Paige is going to reverse the referee's decision and make AJ the champion again so that way he can break the record still next week?
That would be like Vince Russo one-on-one.
Wouldn't shock me. And we didn't talk about Kurt Angle. Do you think he's going to show up?
No.
No.
Okay.
I think Kurt's done for a while.
Show up. AJ's not going to show up, so...
Well, AJ could show up, but we'll see what happens.
I don't think Ambrose is going to show up because they're going to wait till after Survivor Series to continue building their feuds.
Yeah, maybe. I think at least one of those matches we're going to see some sort of shenanigans. It's just picking which one it's going to be. By the way, I'm going to go with Brock and Bryan going on last. So put that down.
And that's only a tiebreaker right now. There's no point for that. That's not a point.
That's our temporary tiebreaker, and then if there's a problem after that, then we'll have to figure something out.
Well, let's see. So who has Brock and Bryan going on last?
Okay, and me and Virtue had Ron and Charlotte. Okay.
So at least there's 3 and 2 on that. We'll see what happens.
As the second tiebreaker, we can do how many F5s it takes.
1. Daniel Bryan.
Damn.
No, you meant suplexes, right? Not F5s.
Well, yeah, I guess we can do suplexes.
Suplexes, I'll say 10.
Aaron's going 10?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Well, 16 is the record, so.
Goldberg took 10, I think.
Has Brock ever tapped out in WWE? Did Cena make him tap?
Nope.
Did anyone ever make Brock tap at all?
Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Back in the early Brock days?
Yeah, well, early Brock
Greg Cherry, you'll have to verify
that. Didn't John Cena make him tap at Extreme Rules of the Chain?
I thought so. That's why I was saying.
No, he hit him on the steps.
He hit him with the chain and did the F5 on the steel stairs.
FU.
Yeah, back then it was the FU. No, it was the attitude adjustment back then.
That's it. No more matches.
All right, we're all set here. All right, let's go ahead and do our plugs. Kyle, we can start with you.
All right, you guys can follow me on Twitter at Interstate Kyle. Subscribe to me on YouTube at Interstate Kyle. Pledge money to my Patreon, all Interstate Kyle. Buy my T-shirt. I believe I have a new design coming out soon, right, Aaron?
Yep.
All right, that'll be available hopefully in time for the Pro Wrestling Tees Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale.
Should be.
All right, and that's it for me.
All right, Big G.
NoDQ.com/Big G. Check me and Virtue out every week, either Tuesday or Wednesday, on his Facebook page for WWE Talk. NoDQ.com/shirts. Everybody's got a shirt. The Black Friday sale is coming up here pretty soon. And that's it for the Big G, y'all.
All right, TJS.
NoDQ.com/TJS takes you to my Facebook. Interact with me there. I'll talk to you, maybe. And on Twitter, you can follow me at NoDQ_TJS. Like Aaron said, or like Big G said, rather, NoDQ.com/shirts. You can get the Talk Wrestling shirt that Jeff is wearing now. You can get the NoDQ video shirt that Aaron's wearing, Interstate Kyle's shirt, and perhaps we're going to get those beanies back in stock for the cold weather. We'll just see what happens.
All right, Virtue.
Facebook, NoDQ.com/Virtue with a lowercase v, and on Twitter at NoDQ_Virtue. Come over, try to troll me. I'll send a message back to you. If I don't like you, you'll get blocked. So make it a. If I don't see effort in your interactions with me, and I mean good effort, I'll block you. If you're just coming out just to call me a name, bye-bye, see ya. But if you want to make it interesting and give it some effort, like Clayton has done, some other people have done, I will talk with you all day and all night long. That's it.
All right, sounds good. Thank you to everyone for being on today, and thank you to everyone out there for watching. I appreciate the viewership and the support. Stay tuned to NoDQ.com for the very latest, and of course, make sure you check out the meetup. We might be doing some fun videos on Sunday, so be on the lookout for all that. And then, of course, we'll be doing the live streams, and I think Kyle will have everybody on for that too. Do like a huge live stream afterwards. So stay tuned for that. YouTube.com/AaronRiffNoDQ, and we will see you all next time.